Hi guys, Paul here from Beginner Guitar Academy, and in this video we're going to talk about the 7 things every beginner needs to learn guitar at home. So, awesome time to be in. There's a lot of people picking up guitar, a lot of people learn to play guitar. It's super easy to start learning a few bits and pieces online through YouTube, through different blogs, through different websites and things like that. But inevitably, the amount of people that are picking it up, there's a lot of people that are putting it back down again and a lot of people that are stopping learning guitar altogether. And one of the reasons I think this is, or I've seen it be, is people don't know how to practice efficiently at home. They haven't got a teacher to guide them. They're learning online. They've not created a good practice environment at home. So I'm going to go through 7 tips today to help you get a better practice environment at home. So let's kick right in with tip number 1, and that is practice space. So by practice space, I literally mean the space you call your practice area, if you like, at home. Now that could just be a corner of a room. You might be lucky and have a study, a separate music room. You might have kind of, a man cave in the back garden or something like that. What you don't want to do is just kind of set up where you kind of fall. And what I mean by that is a sofa, be like a coffee table or something like that. We want to have a dedicated area. So try and find a corner of a room, ideally, a spare room, something like that. Somewhere you can practice and you can make a dedicated place for you to play. Look at things like the lighting in that area. Look at things like the heating, smells, things like that. You want it to be a comfortable place to be in. So these are things definitely you want to bear in mind. Then hang off a few posters, hang off a few pictures of guitar players you like. Try and make it a place where you're going to get inspired. And definitely a place you want to go to. And hence why you want to be looking at things like the environment, the lighting, the heating, the smells, things like that. Definitely important. So bear that in mind when you're looking for a space. And let's move on to the next tip. And tip number 2, guitar. Now this might be pretty obvious. If you learn guitar, you're obviously going to need a guitar. But as a beginner, it's super overwhelming when you look at the range of guitars, when you look at the different manufacturers, different brands, that kind of thing. So when it comes to that, let's talk about, firstly, the different types of guitar in acoustic or electric. So first question you need to ask yourself, do I want to play acoustic? Do I want to play electric? And obviously the difference, what is it? So the reason really, or how you can get to that answer is, what sort of music do you want to play? Do you want to play acoustic guitar? Do you want to play electric? It's going to be dependent on the sort of music you ultimately want to be able to do. So do you want to be like Ed Sheeran? Do you want to play acoustic music? Obviously acoustic guitar. If you want to do rock music, like maybe AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, those kind of bands, then you're going to want to be going electric. You'll probably end up eventually with both anyway, electric and acoustic, because we want that versatility to be able to play any kind of song. You don't just obviously do one sort of genre. But to start with, you want to go with where you want to be heading towards. If you are a parent and you've got a young child, you're going to want to find maybe a classical acoustic guitar. It's got softer strings. This is a steel strung guitar, so it's all steel. So it is a bit harsher on the fingertips. So classical guitar can be a good one to start with because it has a nylon string, so it's a little bit more easygoing on the fingers. There is a myth that you have to start with acoustic. That is just a myth. You do not have to start with acoustic. I start with electric. Doesn't really matter. The only downside, if you have a younger child learning, a classical guitar is better because of softer strings. If you look at this acoustic guitar, the thin strings are very thin. It's like cheese wire, so they can really hurt your fingers. So that's really the only advantage of starting maybe of a classical guitar, is it's softer. But yeah, whichever style of music you want to learn is kind of where you want to go with it. When it comes to buying a guitar, just look online or go to your music shop and look for a good beginner package. Simple as that. If you want some more recommendations, Fender is a really good brand. So look at the, what I write down, FA115 is a good acoustic guitar to start with. If you're American, $150 will be around that sort of price. If you're English, then 100 to 120, and you'll be able to get a good one. Tiger's a really good brand as well. If you are English, check out giftmusic.com. They have some great guitars, and Tiger is a really good brand to look at too. Quite cheap, but they play really well. I had a student that just bought a Tiger guitar and it sounded really nice. Had really nice tone as an acoustic guitar. For electric, check out Squire Bullets. They're really good. And even the packages, the Epiphone do a really good beginner package, as Les Paul package. So a package is just a really good way to place to start, especially with electric guitar. You can need the guitar amp, you can need the lead, you can need all that kind of stuff, a strap maybe. So yeah, get a package, that will be part of that, and you get some really nice cheaper packages. Right, let's move on now to tip number 3. Picks. So Picks come in all shapes, sizes, colours, again, loads of different brands. What we're going to really talk about here is the thickness of the pick. Now, they come in different sizes and they're measured in millimetres. So if you go for maybe a medium one, that'll probably be like 0.80. That's kind of a good place to start. Try and get a range and see what you kind of work best with, what feels nice. Now, if it's too thin, it's going to be like trying to write with a rubber pencil. You won't have any control. Great for shading though, so think of that kind of analogy if you're strumming. Thinner pick will go through the strings a little bit easier, so it's quite nice to have a thin one. If you're doing more picking, you want something with a little bit more rigid, so a bit thicker, because you're going to have more control. Again, nice to strum, but if it's quite thin, now this is actually quite a hard pick. This is 1.14, so I like quite hard picks. For a beginner though, you want a nice kind of medium pick. So get a few, you head on eBay, just grab a big bulk sort of supply of picks and have a play around. You know, it's not one size fits all. A good kind of, say, basic rule is try and get medium, bit of best of both worlds, but play around, see what kind of works best for you. So that's kind of my advice there. Get a few different sizes and see what works best. And let's jump straight into tip number 4. Boom. Guitar tuner. Now, super important to have a guitar tuner. It's nothing worse than not knowing if it's you or the guitar. It's not sounding quite right. So make sure you get a tuner. And tuners super easy to get now. Fender make a nice tuner for an app called Fender Tune. Download that, it's free, super easy. Another way of using a tuner is a clip-on tuner. You clip it on the guitar headstock, on the head, and then you just hit the string. It'll tell you what the string is, and then there'll be a little dial there telling you if it's sharp or flat, and you just get in the center so you're in tune. If you don't know how to tune your guitar, head over to beginnerguitaracademy.com/blog. There's actually a blog post on this topic, and there's a video on there showing you how to use a tuner, the Fender Tune app, and how to use the clip-on tuners as well. So head over to there. And that's simply it, but make sure you have a tuner, nothing worse. And you might have to tune it, you know, most sessions, depending how hard you're playing, where you're leaving your guitar, different environments, and that kind of thing. But yeah, definitely a good thing to check, and make sure you've got a tuner. If you're willing to wait a couple of weeks, head over to Amazon, and you can buy these clip-on ones for, you know, a couple of pounds, couple of bucks from China. It'll come straight in, but it will take a couple of weeks. Head over to Amazon. Snark's a really good make. You're looking at about 10 sort of pounds, maybe $15, $20 to get a nice Snark tuner. But that's a good make to look at. But yeah, not that hard to get. These little clip-on tuners, say a free one is the Fender Tune. The only problem with that is because it uses the microphone on the phone. Any background noise that's going to pick up. So probably better to get a clip-on one if you have a noisy house. So bear that in mind. And let's move on to the next tip. So tip number 5, metronome. Now, people tend to have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the metronome, and it tends to go more towards the hate than the love. Because it's something just ticking in the background as you're trying to play, as you're trying to kind of look at your hands, you're trying to look at the music, it's something else to kind of distract you. Metronomes, though, are worth their weight in gold. If you can't play along with a metronome, you're not going to be able to play along with any music. You've got to work on that timing, you've got to develop that skill. And it's kind of like a simplified drummer. If you can't play along the metronome, you're not going to be able to play along music. It's a simplified kind of drummer. Now, when it comes to metronomes, a great app is Pro Metronome. That works really well. And Super Metronome. Super Metronome is more of a drum machine, but it's quite cool because when you're playing along with that, it sort of sounds like you're playing along with a drummer. So it's quite kind of cool to play around with. So I do actually have these on my phone, so I can even show you. So here's Pro Metronome. You can see there it comes up. You've got a little wheel in the middle. You press play. My volume's super low because I was recording this video, so it's not playing it. There we go. It's just a simple metronome. There's a lot of other things you can do with that. You can adjust, but we're not going to worry about that. That's going a bit too in depth. Now, Super Metronome, remember where I've put it, here we go, is same with a drum machine. And there you go, so it sounds like a bit of a jam. So you just put down some chords, put down maybe some riffs, it's going to sound pretty cool. So that's why I like Super Metronome, because it's, say, quite fun to play with, and Pro Metronome. Super Metronome, you do have to pay. I think it's just a couple of dollars, a couple of pounds. Pro Metronome is free. There is an upgraded version. You can pay to it, but you probably won't need the functions that will give you. So don't worry too much about that. Okay, so yes, get a metronome. Really good way of building up, obviously, your timing. Super, super important skill. Also a good way of measuring progress as well. So if you see you're doing something this week at 90 to the metronome and next week it's at 100, you can see your progress quite clearly. So really good for that too. Okay, now next one. and just checking I've got the right number. It is tip number 6, music stand. Now, this is also super important to have your music on something, not to just have it resting on the sofa, not to have it on the floor. Really, obviously important for posture, but also important so, again, you have this practice space. So when you're looking at music stands, get a orchestral music stand. Now, orchestral music stand is very heavy-duty music stand. You can get foldable and collapsible ones. They're just a bit more wobbly. I used to knock mine all the time. My guitar used to go flying. There's no kind of... It's not heavy enough. So you want an orchestral music stand. Again, not super expensive, 15, 20 kind of pounds, 30 kind of dollars on Amazon, but make sure you've got an orchestral stand. Tiger, I said that make a minute ago, with acoustic guitars. Really good one for accessories as well. Again, a budget kind of brand, but they're normally pretty good. All the stands I have in my music school are Tigers. So yeah, check out orchestral music stand, and yeah, make sure you get one of those. Nice heavy duty stand. And on we go then to the last tip, tip number 7, instruction. Again, probably obvious with the guitar kind of tip, but instruction, make sure you have good instruction. And again, depending how you're learning, I'm going to promote Beginner Guitar Academy because that is my online guitar school. So I'm obviously working hard to make it the best place to learn online. But there's loads of different places you can check out, loads of different teachers, finding kind of obviously what works for you. But Beginner Guitar Academy, we have structured courses. We use the G4 guitar method, which is a very structured guitar method. And I have put it out, so it's literally courses. You work through the courses, you're ticking off literally online so you can kind of see progress. So we work through the 7 essential skills, so you're going to develop into an all-round guitar player, not just a song player. Now, I do have songs on the website, I do have riffs, because obviously we want to be able to do that to be a guitarist. No one picks up a guitar because they want to learn chords or scales. They pick it up because they want to play songs. But the chords and scales are what make the song, so you've got to work on your skills. We do monthly live Q&A. Did one actually just about half an hour ago, I think, today. We have a forum, so a place you can go on there and ask any questions. There's a private coaching section as well, so you can actually submit videos or questions, and you actually get one-to-one support with me for $29 a month, which is obviously super cheap. Other places charge a lot more than that for individual kind of one-on-one, but I've just put it in there as just something a bit extra to obviously help out students a little bit more. So Beginner Guitar Academy is definitely the place to go. So it's an online guitar school. It's not just courses, it's a guitar school. And I'm working hard to make it, again, the best place to learn. Now, I should have, as I've been talking about this, brought up this picture of the Beginner Guitar Academy to talk about some of the things that kind of make us unique. I think I have said that anyway, the structured methods, progress tracking online, exclusive community, teacher support. You can even see the Guitar Academy there. It's just awesome. And again, it's getting better and better. We launched back in April, and again, we're only a few months in now, and I'm working super hard to make it the best place to be. So check out beginnerguitaracademy.com. Check out beginnerguitaracademy.com/blog to get the write-up of this video. So this is based on a blog post. I've also today recorded the podcast episode. If you've not checked out the Beginner Guitar Academy podcast, head over to wherever you listen to podcasts, be it Stitcher, be it Spotify, be it Apple. We're on all of them, and just search for Beginner Guitar Academy. And yeah, consume however you like. Blog, podcast, videos like I'm doing now. It's all there. But yeah, check out beginnerguitaracademy.com for more information about the online school. So hopefully it's been interesting going through the 7 tips of learning online. Now I was going to quickly try and say them. I'm going to try and remember them. Number 1 was practice space. Number 2, I forgot it already, was guitar. Number 3 was picks. Number 4 was guitar tuner. Number 5 was metronome. Number 6 was music stand. And number 7 was instruction. Whew, we got there. Again, that's all written out, all the hyperlinks, all the links to Amazon and things to get the different picks, the different tuners, all the things I mentioned are on the blog. So check out beginnerguitaracademy.com/blog to have all the links to what I talked about. But hopefully it's been interesting. Drop any comments if you have any below. Otherwise, I'll see you again, hopefully in another video. Cheers for checking out, and I hope to see you again soon.